with the second part of our topic. Remember, in our first class, we talked about the sense and your surroundings. So over here in the second part, we're going to talk about the function of the sense organ. So how each organ works in our bodies, okay? So I am going to share my screen with you. So we're going to see different videos about the sense and your surroundings, okay? So pay attention, guys, please pay attention because this is important to you and you have to be very careful and you have to pay attention. Remember, the people that has your cameras off, you have to turn on your cameras, okay? Natalie and Juan, turn on your cameras, guys. Okay, so let's start the sense and your surroundings, okay? Let's start. The first, okay, wait me a little bit. Okay. The first sense that we are going to see, our first sense that we are going to use is the sense of hearing. That is our first sense, okay? Let's pay attention to this video. We're going to learn how this sense works.
Now, let's learn about the sense of sound. The organ that is used to sense sound is our ears. Let us first understand the structure of ears. Look closely. This is the outer part of the ear called pinna. The canal-like structure is called the external auditory canal. Here is a membrane known as an eardrum. There are 3 small bones, the anvil, hammer, and stirrup. Together, it passes vibrations to cochlea, a spiral-shaped fluid filled in the ear. It is lined with cilium, which moves when it vibrates. This vibration creates nerve impulses, and thus we hear sounds.
Okay, guys. Excellent. So, we learn about the ear. That is the sense organs with the hearing sense. The sense organ is the hearing. And the ear takes place when a sound reaches our eardrum, that it is the external part of that. And it vibrates and transmits the movement to 3 small bones that move to the rhythm of the vibratory waves of the perceived sound. These create waves in the piliform and a fluid located with the cochlea, as you see in the video. The cochlea has a nerve ending that receives the sound, and that message is sent you to the brain. So what are the 3 parts of the ear? Repeat after me. Outer ear, middle ear, internal ear. Let's repeat it again. What are the parts of the ear? Outer ear, middle ear, and internal ear. The outer ear, it's easy seeing outside of, it's what we see over here. It's what we see outside of the head, and it's known as the ear or pinna. It has the 2 names, ear or pinna. That is our outer ear. The middle ear includes the ear canal, this part, the ear canal, and the eardrum, that is a little bone. Okay? The other one is the internal ear. Internal ear, it consists a chain of small bones. We have many small bones that larynx and the auditory nerve. So that is the 3 parts of our ears. Okay, let's repeat it one more time, guys, please. What are the parts of the ears? Let's repeat it again. Outer ear, middle ear, internal ear. Let's repeat it again. Outer ear or pinna, middle ear, ear canal, and eardrum, and our internal ear that contain the small bones, the larynx, and the auditory nerve. Okay, let's continue with the other sense. Let's continue with the other sense. And the other one is the sense of sight. The sense of sight. What is our organ in the sense of sight? Is our eyes, okay? So right now we're going to see how the eyes works in our body.
First, learn about the sense of sight. Which part of your body lets you read your favorite comic book and check out the beautiful rainbow outside? Which part lets you cry when you're upset? Yes, our eyes. Let's understand how our eyes work. Rays of light enter the eyes through the cornea, pupil, and lens. These rays pass through a gel-like structure called vitreous. These rays are focused on the retina. In the center of the retina, there is the macula that provides us a fine vision. The area of retina that surrounds the macula gives us our side vision or peripheral vision. The retina converts the rays into signals that are set through the optic nerves of the brain. Thus, we are able to see everything around us.
Okay, so we're going to continue. So in the sense of sight, the eyes have cones and rods that transform the lights into signals, into messages, or nerves impulses transmitted to the brain by the optic nerve. So they are transmitted by the optic nerve. The eyes is protected by the sclera and the cornea, as you see on the video. The pupil is the black circle in the middle or in the center of our eyes. It is a hole where the light's rays go through on. So that the lights of the light, they go through that hole. Depending on the intensity of the light, the iris modifies the size, so it can grow or it can be more small, the pupil. The lens bends the light to create an inverted images to the retina. So over here we have the 4 parts of the eye. Repeat after me. Pupil, iris, lens, retina. Let's repeat it again. Pupil, iris, lens, and retina. So the pupil, it is the dark circle in the center of our eyes, the dark circle. According to the light intensity, as I told you before, the size can change. The iris is the color part of our eyes. Some people have blue iris, have green iris, and we have brown iris. And it regulates the amount of light that passes through the pupil. We also have the lens. The lens blends the light to create an inverted images on the retina. And finally, we have the retina, that it has a millions of receptor cells. So the retina is made of millions of cells. The rods that we have perceive the dark lights, and the cones perceive the bright lights and the color. So in the retina, inside of the retina, we have rods and we have cones. Rods perceive the dark, and the cones perceive bright light and the colors. Okay, now let's move on to the other sense. And we have the sense of touch. The sense of touch. The sense of touch. Okay, that sense of touch, remember, the organ is not the hand. The organ is not the hand. The organ is the skin. That is the organ for the touch. Okay, let's see how the skin works in our body.
How does our sense of touch work? We can feel hot and cold, pain and pressure all through our skin. Now look closely. The skin has many layers. The inner layer is known as dermis. Dermis has so many nerve endings. These nerves can send and receive information into the spinal cord and brain. The spinal cord in the brain tells us what to do next. Touch is actually not a single sensation. It is a mixture of 4 sensations. The sensation of cold, the sensation of warm, the sensation of pressure that alerts us if the layer is smooth or rough, and the sensation of pain. Parts of our body, like fingers, lips, and nose, have more nerve endings, so they are more sensitive.
Okay, so as you can see in the video, guys, we have 3 parts of the skin. We have the epidermis and the dermis, that are the 2 outside parts of the skin. So the dermis is the layer that is underneath. It is under our normal skin, and it contains blood, it contains vessels, glands, and nerves ending. Okay, and also we have the epidermis. The epidermis is the external layer, the layer that we can see on our skin, and that covers the dermis. And over there we have many things outside. Okay, let's continue with the other sense. And the 4th sense is the sense of taste. That is the sense of taste. Let's see how the sense of taste, which is the tongue, works in our body. Okay, pay attention.
Let's learn about our sense of taste. The organ that is used for taste is our tongue. Let's see how it works. On the surface of the tongue, there is papillae that look like bumps. These are the 4 types: filiform, foliate, circumvallate, and fungiform. The taste buds are located on the walls of papillae. They have the taste hairs, taste pores, sensory cells, and the nerve fibers. A flavor enters in the taste pore, and sensory cells analyze the flavor and send the information about it to the nerve fibers. They send the details to the brain, and thus we know the flavor that we tasted. Now you know how you come to know the flavor of your favorite ice cream. Seems like you're having fun.
Okay, guys, so the sense of taste. As you see on the video, the organ of this sense is the tongue, which is covered with taste buds, right? The things that you see on the video that identify the different tastes and send a signal, a message to the brain through the nerves. Flavors are a mix of sweet, salty, bitter, and sour. Taste buds have different shapes and cover determined areas. For example, what are the parts? Repeat after me. What are the parts of the tongue? Uvula, repeat after me. Uvula, lingual folium, circumvallate papule, filiform papule. Okay, now that is the 4 parts of the tongue. Again, uvula, lingual folium, circumvallate papule, and filiform papule. So what are the different flavors that we can identify in our tongue? For example, in this part, we can identify the sweet taste in this part. Over here, in these 2 sides, we can identify the salty taste. And over here, in the sides, in these sides of our tongue, we can identify our sour taste. And finally, in the back side of our tongue, we can identify our bitter taste. Okay, let's move on to the last sense, that it is the sense of smell. And our organ is our nose, okay? Let's see the video about the sounds of smell.
Now it's time to learn about our sense of smell. The organ which is used for smell is our nose. Look closely here. At first, a smell enters in our nose. There is mucus inside the nose where the smell dissolves. Then they stimulate the hair-like endings of our olfactory receptor cells. This process generates a nerve impulse which travels directly to our brain. The part of the brain that processes smells is known as the limbic system. Thus, we smell things.
Okay, so guys, you have over there the nose, okay? And the air enters through the nose through two holes, the holes that we have over here called nostrils, and reach a determinate area. They enter to the nostril and they reach a determinate area that it is called the olfactory bulbs. This area, the olfactory bulbs, where receptors or olfactory cells, the olfactory cells or the smell receptors, transmit the informations to the brain through the olfactory nerve. So they work together. So what are, guys, the parts of the nose? Repeat after me. Nose, that is the external part, nose, nostrils, nasal cavity, olfactory bulb, that it is this part, the smell receptors, and the olfactory nerve. Okay. Right now, I'm going to explain you what is the homework that you have to do at the end of this class. You have to draw and paint, draw, guys. No paste a printed images. No, you have to draw and paint each sense organ, the ears, the tongue, the eyes, and so on. And then you have to write their parts. You have to use the science book to write each part of the sense organs. Remember, write that date, Tuesday, June 9, 2020. And then in each organ, you have to write sense of hearing, for example. And over here, you are going to make the drawing, and then you are going to write the parts. You are going to write outer ear, internal ear, middle ear. So that is the homework that you have to work at the end of this class. Right now, let's move on to your science books, okay? And we are going to work in our page. We're going to work in our page 71, sorry, in our page 71. Okay, in this page, we are going to work together in the page 71, okay? And in that page, we have some activities, guys. In that page, we have some activities. And that the first activity said, read the paragraph in the boxes below and write the name of the corresponding specialists on the lines. So I'm going to read for you each one of the definitions, and you are going to help me with the answers. Number one, an otolaryngologist is a doctor who cares the organ of the smell, taste, and hearing. An ophthalmologist is a doctor who studies the eyes and how to take care of them. A dermatologist is a doctor who takes care of the heels and skin. So the number one say, scabies is a skin disease caused by mites. The doctor that knows how to treat this disease is. What is a doctor that is going to help me with that illness? Sophia? What doctor it is?
Dermatologist.
Excellent. It is the dermatologist. So over there in the line, guys, you have to write is the dermatologist. Thank you, Sophia. Dermatologist. Okay. Dermatologist. Thank you, Sophia. Is the dermatologist. Okay, now the other one. The specialist that treats people with hearing problem is Hector.
Otolaryngologist.
Otolaryngologist. That it is, the otolaryngologist. Excellent. So you write over there, otolaryngologist. Excellent. Otolaryngologist. It's a strange word, but it is easy. Okay? Now, the other one. When we have problems with our eyes, we look for a specialist called, we have problems with our eyes,
Ophthalmologist.
Excellent, ophthalmologist. We look for the ophthalmologist. Excellent. It is called ophthalmologist with PH. Sorry, over here we have an H. Ophthalmologist. Mologist. Excellent, guys. Excellent. Activity number 2. Imagine that you are walking down the beach and you forget your sunscreen. You forget the sunscreen lotion. What will you do to protect your skin from the solar rays? What you are going to do? You forget your sunscreen lotion. What you did, Hector, or what you did?
Protector solar.
Yeah, you forget it. What you did to protect your skin?
En la sombra para no quemarse.
Okay, look for a safe place. Sofia? Yes, Sophia, what you did or what you did?
Yeah, you have to look for an umbrella.
Okay, look for an umbrella. Excellent, look for an umbrella. Okay. Josué, what you... Okay. Natalie, what you do?
Me voy a un lugar con sombra y me echo protector solar.
Okay, you look for the sunscreen and you look for a safe place. Okay, so also you can do, guys, another thing that you can do is to limit the sun exposure as much as possible. So I just say you look for a safe place. By using umbrellas, you also can use shirts, hats, caps also, and sunglasses. It is important to avoid the sun during moments of the day where the rays are more stronger. For example, at 12 o'clock or at 1 o'clock, that the sun rays are more stronger. So that is the answer for that thing, guys. In the last minutes that we have the activity number 3. Write P if the statement describes something positive to the nervous system and its sense. Write H if the statement describes something harmful, something that damages your body. Justify your answer. So you say using a helmet during bike rides is P, is positive when you use a helmet with a ride bike because we protect our face and head. Relaxing and read a book is positive, even if you consider something that is boring, because it helps you, our system, to relax, to feel relaxed. Exercising every day is positive to our bodies because we eliminate the toxins from our skin. And drinking alcohol is harmful. because harmful or damage the nervous system. And the last one is listening to many loud music is also is harmful because it hurts the ears, okay? So we are missing only a few time, guys. Finish this activity today. And remember the homework that you have to draw and paint the sense organs, and also you have to color them and write the parts in English, guys, in English.